Hello, welcome to another reviewage video. Here I am for the first time outside, doing an outside broadcast, I suppose it is. Coronavirus has hit the world. We're in a zombie apocalyptic lockdown. Everything's going to hell in a handcart. What better time to interview a dark wave band? I'm just going to pop inside to have a chat with them themselves. So we're holed down in Fort Horsted Studios, self-isolating in the in the bunker, and today I'm with the members of Dead Blood Cells. Do you want to introduce yourself from your right to left?
Right to left. So I'm Jason. I do the electronics and programming and play the twiddling knobs.
And Samara, I'm a singer.
Okay.
I'm James and I do everything else.
Okay. Brilliant. So how did you get together as a band?
Shall I take that?
Yeah.
So we formed back in 2017.
Right.
And was actually sort of brought together by a member who's no longer sort of in the band, decided to leave, Callum, who brought us together. He basically, as I'm sure he approached everyone else, approached me and said he wanted to start an industrial band, and I was like one of the other few people in Medway who knew what he was talking about. And I've been in sort of doing some other things, but was getting a bit quiet, and I thought, time to be back in a band. So we came together. Tamara came in as the singer with Callum, and we had a number of other guitarists and bassists and things. And as with all sort of bands at the beginning, we had a couple of gigs that sort of went well, but then through people leaving and things happening, it sort of got down to me and Tamara, and we decided to sort of carry on. So we acted as a duo for about a year, and had some really good gigs and good outings. And then James joined, and now we're a three-piece.
Right.
And it's sort of going on. It was a bit sort of quiet last year. I had some illness last year, but we're sort of back and stronger than ever.
Brilliant. Okay. So I'm not that much aware of music of your style in this area. How big a thing is it in Medway? Because you've got plenty of garage bands and that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not something I'm so aware of, and that might just be my ignorance rather than anything else.
I don't know, you can talk about Brutalist for like half an hour, can't you?
Yeah. Well, there's, sort of with electronic-based stuff in Medway, there hasn't been as much of it about. Like, there was a time that you'd go out and everything was grunge.
Yeah.
And the bands are really, really good. It was just like everything was that. So during that time, you had Dean Clark, who was behind 3D.
Right.
They were probably the main. If you talked about a Medway electronic band, they were probably the band that everybody would say that they knew. They were sort of gigging quite a lot.
Yeah.
They're still going, but they've changed their name to Ugly Nature now. But Dean has another band called Brutalist Architecture in the Sun.
Right.
With singer Cy from Furry Love Lickers, who's really good. We've gigged quite a lot with them.
Yeah.
They're sort of like the main other electronic stuff that's going on. There is the stuff that goes on from Minimus.
With Roy Smith.
And there's sort of like electronic stuff I know that's sort of coming out of that. we play we're sort of a bit broader. So we play with there's sort of people from South London punk disco
Mm-hmm.
who are very good, and we've been over and sort of played with sort of bands more on like sort of the punk, goth, post-punk stuff, sort of alternative things over in Southend.
Yeah.
Because you know, industrial and dark wave is always shoulder to shoulder with like the goth scene and goth and genre, and just like that sort of whole dark alternative
Yeah.
side, as we can sort of fit in, although we're mostly electronic, we can fit in with that, with like sort of a goth rock band or things like that.
Yeah.
Like we supported Sweet Guard when they came over from Germany,
Mm-hmm.
and where they were playing up in London, but they did a gig down here sort of because they were over, and we supported them, and it sort of fitted sort of well with that, didn't it? So, yeah, I don't think there hasn't been a huge tradition of electronic stuff in Medway, but it's definitely there. It's
Yeah.
definitely there,
Mm.
in amongst sort of the other stuff. And of course, Inverted Scrotum from Sheppey.
Inverted Scrotum.
I don't know
That's
if
a
I've
band
heard
name.
It's got to be seen
Scrotum.
to be believed.
It's got to be seen to be believed, yeah. Big shout out to Kerry. He does sort of terrorcore, terror EBM. It's sort of, he's coming out of like the metal scene, like grindcore scene, but it's all electronic. So it's like, you know,
Yeah.
if you've heard of cyber grind and stuff like that, he does that type of thing.
Right. Okay.
And he's always interesting.
He definitely puts on a show.
He definitely
Yeah.
puts on a show.
He dressed up as a gimp once for like my other band's gig. Like,
Of course.
just like dancing around us. It was fun.
So, what did you grow up listening to, each one of you in turn? How did you get to where you are now as individual musicians?
I'm into pop punk like massively, and then
Yeah.
I got into grunge, and then I just sort of got into everything else when I started doing like more music.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
Okay.
doing the things that I do, I've sort of got to know everything. Otherwise, it's pointless. You just narrow
Mm.
yourself down, and
Yeah.
so yeah, this is more of a branching out thing for me than anything, which is good. Like, so it means I get to do something different.
Okay.
Cure.
Cure. Okay.
You're pure goth all the way up.
Yeah, I don't know. I started off with emo when I was like really young. Then it
Yeah.
was like grunge. Then I listened to Cure and I was like, yep, that's it. It's just the Cure, Christian Death, everything. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Jason.
With me, I mean, I started off, I was a thrash metal kiddie back in the 80s, and then got into punk, Dead Kennedys, stuff like that. And then like rave culture hit, although I'd been listening to Tangerine Dream and all the krautrock stuff
Mhm.
before that. But my kind of big revelation is when I discovered Laibach, and the Slovenian art band, industrial band, and I've sort of been a big follower of them. That got me into all of the other industrial stuff,
Mhm.
of Skinny Puppy, Throbbing Gristle, the earlier stuff, Throbbing Gristle, some of the deaf industrial stuff, and musically I've played in some other like experimental bands, but I've done some Marshall industrial stuff. I have a side project,
Mhm.
Apache Helicopter, which we're doing a little outing coming up, very rare, so I'll be standing shouting through a megaphone for that one. So that's sort of where I'm sort of coming from. So a lot of music, sort of stuff coming from that. But we listen to everything. IDM. I was a big Aphex Twin fan.
Mhm.
All of that type of stuff.
Yeah. Right. What about non-musical influences? I mean, you've got a song called "Woman in White," which has got its own sort of references in there, and I always imagine that something as deeply embedded in a particular genre like this may well refer not just to music but a whole culture of other stuff as well. So, the books, films, poetry, art that you like as well? Or does that influence the music that you do?
That song's definitely about snow.
Snow,
Yeah.
right? Okay, so not the book at all.
But you write a lot of the lyrics.
Yeah, just
Where do the sort of lyrical inspirations generally come from? Or is that just an
what I'm
impossible
feeling,
question? What
really,
you're feeling?
and it gets my emotions out. Really.
Yeah.
That's what I like doing it, definitely.
Mm.
Yeah.
I think one of the things with us that sort of is maybe like our sort of unique thing that sets us, like just makes us a bit different, is we have like the sort of the harsh electronic and industrial side. We've got the post-punk guitar that James brings,
Mm.
and although there's some stuff of lyrics that I've written, and then that would sort of kind of bring in those things that you would expect from industrial, with like, you know, dystopian society, or like, you know, looking at the state of society at the moment, and maybe social media and all of that type of stuff. So that kind of is there, but with Tamara's singing over the top, and with her sensibilities of singing about, you know, how she's feeling, and more like autobiographical in that way, maybe.
Yeah.
The marriage of those two things is what, you know, sets us apart. You've got, like, you know, that introspective, you know, bit of sweetness over the top of like the noise, and
Yeah.
you know, and it's that marriage
Yeah.
that kind of works. I mean, at the end of the day, that's why you want to be in a band, isn't it? Is
Yeah.
it's people bringing those different influences and finding that mix
Yeah.
that comes out at the end,
Mm.
which none of you necessarily expected in the beginning.
Listening earlier on to The Candles They Flicker, that's starts off with some really, really creepy noises, and then you've got and I thought, oh, a piano, I recognise that's an instrument, it's a piano, right. But you've got the creepiness of it was a beautiful combination of sounds and a haunting piano. It's fantastic, yeah.
Yeah, that all came from to start with the bass line. And then I put the theremin sound over the top, and you were like, "Oh yeah, I can go creepy with that." Yeah, and that's when I was sort of just playing. I just wanted to came up with a really glitchy bass line, but then we kind of put those 50s horror vibes over the top, and that's when your inner Cure and Robert Smith came out.
It was almost like, Switchblade Symphony, like how they sing as well. I was like inspired by that a little bit.
You think you can run, you think you can hide. There is no escape from the demons that are waiting outside. Control, they're waiting for you. The next step that you take could lead you me to.
You've got some stuff out on Bandcamp at the moment, haven't you?
Yeah.
I think. What's the general plan in terms of releases and gigs? And
Well, we're trying to knuckle down to do some recording at the moment. James is recording so many bands and mixing and stuff at the moment that he's sort of up to his eyes. You're doing your other band Luna Lacuna at the moment as well, aren't you?
Yeah. Smile Wide,
and
just
Smile
like
Wide as well, your pop punk project. We're putting some stuff out. We've been asked. We've got some things in the pipeline that it's not all finalised yet. But there's some a label that's approached us and wants to put on a compilation album, which could be sort of quite big for us. They're sort of quite well known in goth and industrial genres. So. We have to sort of get some stuff together to sort of go out for that. But we're hoping that, by the summer we'll have at least an EP out, which is a bit more because the stuff we have on Bandcamp at the moment, Women in White's like probably the best recorded sort of demo piece we have. James did all of the engineering and mixing on that, and I think that came out really well. The other stuff was just sort of like me putting demos together, basically, which I think sort of came out sort of okay.
Came out really well.
But yeah, it was sort of Woman in White was a step up with James doing all of the mixing and engineering on that.
Yeah.
So
There's a cover of I Think We're Alone Now as well on there.
yes,
The Tiffany
yeah.
classic.
But yeah, that
New
one's
one,
always
yeah.
interesting when you introduce it, because we sort of like say Tiffany, but then everybody
Yeah.
says, "Oh no, you should say Lena Lovitch." But then there's also the '50s band who originally did it before that as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was kind of fun to do.
Yeah, it's all good.
I'm a big believer in if you're going to do a cover version, then you need to do something with it. You can't just do like a straight cover of it. That was just the one thing at the beginning when we were sort of with the other band members, that it tended to be like they were trying to do straight covers of stuff.
Yeah.
We did like, we had a couple of Nine Inch Nails covers and stuff like that. But it's sort of, the band that did them originally has already done them.
Yeah.
That's sort of why people love them. So if you're going to do it, then you need to bring something new to the table, I think.
Yeah.
So,
I think you pretty much tick that box. Yeah.
yeah. Well, that's like kind of the idea. It's like, and that it was for taking a song like that, which isn't in the darker scene or the dark wave scene or the goth scene, and putting that spin on it was
Yeah.
kind of like the whole idea. It was like, can we make this creepy? And with a lyric like "I think we're alone now," it's quite easy to make that creepy.
That's what we say when we're together. Watch how you play. They don't understand. Running just as fast as we can. Holding on to one another's hands. Trying to get away into the night. And then you put your arms around me and we tumble to the ground. And then you say, I think we're alone. There doesn't seem to be anyone around. I think we're alone. The beating of our hearts, the only sound.
Yeah, gigs.
Well, we just played Thursday. We played at Poco
Oh yeah.
with Gatto, which is Paul's solo project, who is the guy behind Spindly Killers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who they've been doing some really good stuff lately. He's going in his sort of like neo-folk vein, and he's got like a bit of Nick Cave in there and out country and stuff. It's really good. And I can never remember the name. Is it Skiffle Film? Skiff
I
Film?
don't know if it's pronounced like SK
Oh.
Filmer.
Yeah, is it SK Film?
I don't know.
That's how it's spelled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I'm not too sure. I've never actually asked him.
yeah, so we did a bit of stuff with him. We played at Kimbo Fest.
Yeah.
We usually play Kimbo Fest in the winter or the summer. Got to support Kimbo basically. It's
Literally.
always a good cause, and it's a good chance to meet it draws in bands from all over. And it's a good chance to sort of meet and play with other bands, like Akurum Ogum, who we played
Yeah.
with.
Korea Kami.
Akuria Kami.
And then there's
I can never-
Igum Ogum.
Igum Ogum were the Welsh guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, Akurum Ogum are from Southend,
Okay.
and they call it gloom gaze, but it's kind of like as if goths did shoegaze or post rock basically. But
There's,
they're really
there's
good.
a lot of delay.
Very
like,
good.
for it.
There's a lot of delay,
Yeah.
a lot of picking, and then a bit of trumpet from the drummer as well, which is always entertaining.
Right. Okay.
But yeah, no, they were entertaining. But yeah, you get to meet up with guys like that, sort of all over.
All instrumental as well. Like, which
yeah.
is weird. Like, don't really see many instrumental bands, do you?
Yeah, no, they're all instrumental, no vocals on them. But they're hoping to get over to Southend again to
Yeah.
either play sax or the venue over
Mhm.
there. And
So is there quite a big community in Southend for?
I think it's more like promoters. There's like they're definitely, you know, for goth industrial type clubs. In the southeast, Southend, there is definitely there is one.
Yeah.
There's not one in Medway. So there used to be. There used to be. There was the club that used to meet like monthly up at the Oast House in Rainham. But that's kind of like died a death. It was Cy Dunford used to put that night
TKU, that was it.
on. But that was like more DJ nights and things
Yeah.
like that. But that used to be sort of bring that sort of the community together a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't think that there's like a big scene in Maidstone for it.
There's barely a scene in Maidstone anymore.
Yeah. I mean, I've been told like sort of Lady Luck and stuff down in Canterbury. Like, I mean, that's more punk based, but like it's sort of adjacent.
Yeah.
It might go. I mean, we've been invited at times to go down and play the university in Canterbury.
Yeah.
They've been putting up stuff. They were sort of quite keen to sort of have us down there. I don't think there's sort of like a big scene for it. It's more in London that there's stuff. There is stuff in London. Like the Bird's Nest, we're hoping to play the Bird's Nest in Deptford soon. There's quite a big, like a little scene happening around that. I mean, mainly I think from the promoter, from Andy Cavendish,
Okay.
who also manages the Blue Carpet Band, if you've heard of the Blue Carpet Band. If you haven't, you should definitely check out the Blue Carpet Band.
Blue Carpet Band. Right.
Yeah, they're like proto rock and roll, proto punk.
dirty rockabilly. Sort of
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Like proper dirty.
Yeah, amazing live. They've been winning lots of awards and stuff recently and stuff as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's like kind of a scene that's starting to happen centred around like the Bird's Nest, and it's quite like it's sort of like people go out there just to see whatever bands are on as well. It's not like with a lot of the venues now, it's like unless you're bringing your own audience, you're not necessarily going to have one.
Yeah.
Whereas like at the Bird's Nest, there's people who hang out there, they have their clientele anyway, and they don't walk out the door, you know, when a band that they don't know comes in, they'll
That's
like
good.
stick around.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like helping it. What they're building there is quite good. I mean, you know more about probably scenes around. You've played more like we're playing with Luna Lacuna and stuff.
Depends on the night, though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can't remember a lot of them. So.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, I mean, even a few years in Medway, like well, you've interviewed Joe, haven't you?
Yeah.
And him and Suze used to do the Motherboy nights. And that.
Yeah.
And when they were going on, there was a packed out room every time they put a gig on. Like,
Yeah.
And it's a shame to have seen that like sort of go.
Yeah.
I think a
Venue
lot of that's
issues, weren't there, for them?
noise abatement and all that. And then about, I don't know, it must be about nearly 10 years ago now, there was like the Electric Circus. They used to put on gigs in the basement of the Command House before they turned that into Mojos.
Yeah.
And again, like, they used to bring out fucking loads of people, and it's like,
Yeah.
am I allowed to swear? Sorry.
Yes, you are
Yeah,
allowed
cool,
to swear.
sweet. Yeah, they used to bring out loads of people, and then all of a sudden they were like, oh no, we're going to make it into like some hooker's wine bar or something. It's like, you know,
Yeah.
off your pop, like.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not good. It's not good.
No.
I mean, that's one of the things. I mean, the dearth of venues at the moment. I mean, thank God for Poco and the Billabong, and you know the Nags. The Nags is still sort of putting stuff on. I saw the Gorgons there the other day. But yeah, there's not a lot else. I mean,
Poco seems to be quite a hub at the moment,
Mm.
doesn't it?
I mean, I mean, Judy and everybody there really support Jodie, really support local music, and I don't think there can't be that many musicians in Medway who haven't played Poco, or, you know, and even even people, you know, they will give a chance. You'll get on a bill, and somebody will put you on. And I think a lot of people have started there. I mean, I think my first gig was at Poco. But there's not. I mean, there's the. Is it Moon Dance? The
Yeah.
Singaporea, which is
Oh, yeah.
sort of starting up in Rochester again now.
Yeah.
I haven't been down. I haven't seen
Mm.
sort of what's going on. Was some talk about us playing, but it's sort of we'll see.
Mm.
Not. I mean, it's just because they're looking to get packages of like
Yeah.
sort of a whole night together, and since there's not loads of electronic stuff,
Yeah. Yeah.
stuff in Medway, getting a package together for that, although it's doable. It's
Yeah.
doable.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, the Beacon's gone, Command House doesn't. One of my dreams when I started off, when I was back doing the Tarmacians, was that would be to play on the outdoor stage from the Command House by the river.
Oh, well, like music.
Yeah,
events,
yeah,
so,
and sort of do something like
So
that.
they were good
Yeah.
events as well. Yeah.
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 That's.
Do
But
they even still happen anymore? Though?
Don't think so.
No, exactly.
That's one of the first
Vince has let his
gigs,
guard down.
like, things I remember going
But-
to.
it would be such a nice venue just to have like a little summer festival or sort of day of bands. You
Yeah.
know, they were great at the time.
Yeah.
You know,
I
And
think
you
these
would have
these
thought
things
the
happen
city-
in waves, don't they?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
have a huge amount and then a dearth, and yeah.
I don't know. It's sort of it's about getting people being motivated to put stuff together and promote it, I guess.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, you know, to get the people out.
Yeah.
And I guess, you know, demographics are changing in Medway at the time. You know, there's a lot more overspill from London that's been happening, and so that takes time, I guess, for people to sort of integrate and start doing their stuff. I mean, you would hope that people are coming in with music from there as well and wanting
Yeah.
to start do stuff and put stuff
Yeah.
together on their doorstep,
Yeah.
other than like, you know, either staying indoors or only going out to London if they want to go and see music.
Yeah.
But so I guess that has an effect.
Yeah.
But I mean, there is lots of music going on,
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
and I think there always has been. And there's there's a Kent circuit as well, isn't there? You know, you've got the Hartbury Strum, which is just in Folkestone, which seems to be doing quite well and bringing stuff in. There used to be the stuff out in Sheppey, but there's not loads of that
It's just the
happening.
idea,
So, Tunbridge Wells seems to have quite a lot of stuff. Have you
Mm.
played over in Tunbridge
I haven't,
Wells?
no.
But there seems to be like quite stuff. Because
Yeah, Sheena have done it,
Sheena
haven't
have played over there. And there seems to be like more acoustic nights and things happening, and more
Yeah.
sort of open mic stuff,
Mm.
which that can only be a good thing of bringing stuff in.
Yeah. Great. Well, it's been great to meet you.
Thank you very much. for
Look forward
chatting
to. I
with
think
us.
I should actually, come to a gig and definitely listen to more of your stuff. As should everyone watching. Yeah. See you around soon.
Yeah.
Great to meet you.
Come and see us in New Cross.
Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Yeah, this one's dedicated to Andy Cousin, Lisa Jane and Grace for supporting us and helping us. This is Lucretia, My Reflection. Two worlds out in between. Hearts met on the tapestry. I hear him lie down. Without the empire, now it's dead. I was trying to stop the through me.
Brilliant. Great.
Cool.
That's great.
No fault.
Fit those two in amidst the chat.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Good.
Yeah, no, thanks very much.
Thanks for that.